After the recent Tears of the Kingdom presentation, we finally understand way more about how Tears of the Kingdom will play like. It took them a lot of time to show us something, but we finally made it. We now have a much better understanding on some of the topography of the Sky Islands, which I already covered in my latest analysis that you can check out in the description or after this video ends. But the presentation also finally showed us some of Link's new abilities that will help us throughout the adventure. With the Recall, Fuse, Ultra Hand and Ascent abilities, we have a lot of abilities to analyze in this video, but did you know that Nintendo already confirmed way more abilities in the past trailers, and we actually see Link use one of them specifically? So yeah, let's get into this. But first of all, this is a very new and small channel, so if you like anything I have to say today, I would love to see some comments and likes on this video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you want to. So I don't think anyone is surprised when I say there should be more abilities for Link, right? We haven't even seen the bomb replacement yet. And what about the old Shiekah Slate abilities like Cryonis and Stasis? Well, we can pretty much confirm that the old Shiekah abilities are gone for good. First of all, having Magnesis and Ultra Hand at the same time doesn't really make much sense, but also Link doesn't have the Shiekah Slate anymore, which activated all of these abilities. He now has these new vials on his hip where the Shiekah Slate originally was. We have no idea what the vials could be for, but in my opinion, it could either be glue that we need for fusing stuff together with the Ultra Hand, it can be upgraded for more possibilities later on, or it could also be like a battery indicator with more upgrades allowing us to use more energy later on. We actually see a brand new Shiekah Slate on Zelda's artwork, so maybe there are segments where she can use them, but this is all speculation. We know for a fact that there are more abilities for Link, so let's get into those. Nintendo is cleverly trying to hide them from us because even though we see Link use a lot of these abilities already, we never see how Aonuma switches between them. But to get more concrete, we have to see how Link activates these abilities. When Link is activating Fuse, Ultra Hand and Ascent, his new Zonai Arm completely glows in a green swirly energy. But this is different from when Link uses Recall. There we see a yellow golden glow coming from his hand, which we can confirm comes from this brand new symbol on his arm. We have seen the symbol in older trailers already, but this time we get a better look at it and it seems to be a kanji looking character. The fact that this power activates differently than the other Zonai powers is significant here. But what's even more significant is that we have already seen way more symbols already. In the Zelda Switch OLED trailer, we can clearly see this exact symbol on one of the Joy-Cons, and on the other Joy-Con we can see a brand new symbol that we haven't seen before. And that's not all. In the special edition, the pin set has even a brand new symbol and a half. We can clearly see one of them, but the other one is also new, but we don't get much to see of it. This makes at least 4 symbols with different abilities. I found no hints on what these abilities could be in the old trailers, but logically one of them would have to be bombs or something similar to these. I don't think double bomb runes will come back, seeing how game breaking they ended up being, with most Breath of the Wild players using wind bombs to cross large areas in a short time. That would also make the Ultra Hand ability for crafting things a bit pointless, but some type of explosives will definitely return. Also, is this just me or do these look like eyes? Maybe we will get something similar to the Lens of Truth for an ability. The other ones could be a replacement for Stasis or Cryonis that I would really like to see because crossing large lakes would take a long time without Cryonis, but we don't know yet. We also have to consider some type of amiibo compatibility that will return, but I don't think that rune would be on the promotional pin set of the game. So how many runes there will end up being, we have no idea, but you also have to remember that Breath of the Wild's DLC added even more runes to Breath of the Wild, so it really doesn't matter much. Now we have to look at the Zonai abilities, because I actually think one of the trailers showed the brand new ability already. But let's start with the second teaser, even before the game was called Tears of the Kingdom, where we can see the Recall ability used for the first time, this time on a metal spiked ball. We even saw this ability again in the first official trailer, and there it is rewinding a boulder like in the gameplay demonstration. So Recall does not only work on scripted falling boulders from the sky. Depending on how many things Link can actually rewind in time, this opens up a lot of possibilities for battles and puzzles. Monster Maze made a whole video about this mechanic back in 2021 from the trademarks, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. Basically, the object that can go back in time can also collide with new objects that weren't there before. You definitely have to watch this video, so please go in the video description after this video is over to find it. In the same first teaser, Fuse was also already hinted at, with Link having a flamethrower fused on his shield. This would be expanded on in the newest trailer, with weapons and arrows also being able to be fused. Many people are wondering if you will be able to fuse more than 2 things together, for example 3 long sticks for the ultimate long weapon, but if you look closely during this shot, when Link is about to pick up the rock for his shield, the other fused weapon, the log club, is shown to be an option, but the lock on the stick is actually glowing green, which suggests to me that this will be replaced by the rock if you decide to fuse it. This teaser also showed us the ascent ability that allows Link to go through ceilings and the ground. This will almost work everywhere where there is a ceiling nearby, and will only not work if the ceiling or the ground you come out of is too steep or something on the top is hindering you to do so. This movement option will make the game feel even more free than Breath of the Wild, and I think it will be definitely difficult to go back to a world where this ability doesn't exist. This can be very cleverly used in puzzles, but especially traversal on the Sky Islands, like in this example, where you need to use this on the bridge below to get on the bigger island on top. Also, if you notice right here, the ability is grayed out while flying in the air, but it becomes available for a few seconds while submerged, only to be grayed out again when Link reaches the surface. This might suggest that underwater exploration might be a thing, but honestly, this could also just be for the fact that when you are underground and a lake is above you, that you don't come out of the bottom of the lake and just come out on the surface of the lake, but we don't know yet. The latest trailer also showed us the new Ultra Hand ability that we can see kinda works like Magnesis, but this time you will be able to move way more than just metallic objects. In this latest gameplay, we even saw super big structures being interactable with this ability, and of course, you can also stick objects together to create crazy contraptions. So they have been hiding these abilities throughout the trailers, and if you go back to the first trailer, we will notice that in the end, Link is falling from the sky and landing on some type of stone bird glider. This not only doesn't seem to be a natural occurrence because of how precise Link lands onto the bird, the glider also has something very similar looking to a rune. This looks obviously very similar to the Ultra Hand ability, but with feet. In my opinion, this is most definitely another one of the Zonai abilities that would allow for a very speedy aerial traversal. The glider needs stamina and is pretty slow, so having this will almost feel like having a Loft Ring from Skyward Sword. And this also makes me believe that we will not get all of these abilities from the beginning. This seems like something you would get after a Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild, so something you will get after completing this game's version of a dungeon. So the 4 abilities could also confirm 4 major dungeons for the game, but I don't know, just something to think about until we get confirmation. And honestly, I can also kinda see the symbol rune abilities being unlockable and the 4 major Zonai abilities being there from the beginning. But as I said, we have to wait and see. With this now, we have 4 Zonai hand abilities plus at least 4 extra Zonai symbols with different abilities. But there's also this curious water droplet scene in one of the trailers that I noticed that could be from a cutscene but could also indicate a new ability, I have no idea. And there's also the mystery of the 3 unknown symbol abilities already, so please, tell me in the comments down below. Which abilities do you want to come back, and which new abilities would you like to see? And again, if you liked this analysis or anything I had to say in this, please subscribe and leave a like. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon, and sub for Nia, do it for her, bye bye.